Love to claim that we live in paradise, and how do we take care of that paradise? This morning, we're going to chat a little bit about what it means to take care of the environment around you and how we celebrate the people that do. And I want to welcome this morning the CEO of Green TNT, Joanna Moses Vodke, as well as the CEO of Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, Mr. Louis Lewis, to discuss the Green Key program. Good morning and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Hi, good morning. Thank you.
All right, so let's start with you, Joanna. What exactly is the Green Key program and what is it all about?
All right, so Green Key is the leading award given to establishments that practice sustainable business operations. It's an international award provided to accommodations and other tourism facilities such as restaurants, conference centers, museums, etc. And meeting the Green Key criteria means that you are not only adhering to energy conservation, water conservation, and so on, but you have made a conscious effort to improve your business in terms of what goods you're purchasing. Are you buying local? Are you involving your staff in your sustainable operations? Does your guests know how to behave when you're on your property? It is a program under the Foundation for Environmental Education, which is an international body that has 5 other programs, including Blue Flag, which many of you know about. And it's operating out of Denmark, and we have about over 600 sites around the world in 67 countries. And so Green TNT, we are the national operator for the Green Key program.
Okay, so basically the national operator would be the ones who decide on who the winners of the Green Key Award would be, yeah?
No, we don't decide. We promote the program. We advise sites and operators, what are the benefits of the program, the ease of implementing the program. And we have a national jury that sits and deliberates on each application. And the national jury comprises of persons within the tourism and hospitality sectors and association, environmental bodies, NGOs, and all the key partners. They are the ones that make the final decision on award.
All right, fantastic. Well, Mr. Lewis, can you tell me a little bit about what the benefits of getting the Green Key certification to hospitality operators in Trinidad and Tobago? What are the benefits to them?
Well, this is part of a wider initiative where we are positioning Tobago as this idyllic, sustainable destination. And we recognize that as part of our competitive positioning coming out of the pandemic. But I would even go further to say that it is something that we had recognized from early when we were involved in the process of resuscitating and rejuvenating tourism in Tobago. And what the Green Key certification does for us is that it resonates very strongly in where our core markets are, and that is Europe, where our largest bank of arrivals originate from. And in a post-pandemic era, most of the travelers are first looking for safety, and they are looking for those destinations that align themselves with health, safety, environmental sustainability, and those are the ones that give you the off the beaten track unique experiences, and that is part of our drive in that direction, to position Tobago in that unique space that will make us more attractive.
All right, well then, without further ado, Joanna, can you let us know who the winners of the Green Key are for this year?
Yes, so this year we are pleased to announce Banana Key and Shepherd's Inn. They are the only 2 Green Key sites in the English-speaking Caribbean. And that says a lot because they have worked really hard in meeting and in some cases exceeding the criteria, and other destinations will have to catch up, whether it's Jamaica, Barbados, and so on. So we're actually ahead of the game when it comes to Green Key destinations.
Well, that's fantastic. But tell us how can we get more operators to sign up for the Green Key, and how can they get the certification?
So we are pleased to work with the Tobago Tourism Agency, in which they have set aside resources to assist tourism operators on meeting the criteria. Our job is to spread the message. We reach out to them, we explain what the program requires and how they can be a part. And it's basically reaching out to the Tobago Tourism Agency and make themselves interested. I want to reiterate that it's the ease of implementation. There are several criteria, but with the Green Key program, they understand that sustainability takes time. So you are asked to meet a set of criteria every year, and you incrementally increase meeting the international standards. And that makes it easy to be implemented. And of course, right now with TETL cushioning that cost, you have, of course, a low cost of engaging in the program.
All right. Well, speaking of cost, I know that it's been a rough year and a half for the tourism industry, especially. Mr. Lewis, can you tell me a little bit about how the agency plans to assist the hotel and hospitality operators in getting back on their feet after this, I guess we could call it a drought, this pandemic, basically? How do we see that way forward? Because they are operating costs regularly, and if we are to upgrade to make sure that everything is green key, and we want everybody on that road, how do we get them to, make it make sense and dollars?
Yeah, well, the government has put in place a number of incentives and programs that allow the properties to upgrade themselves and become more competitive in a post-pandemic era. One of those would be the one that is popularly known as the Tourism Accommodation Relief Grant. And that is really a disbursement that has been provided to the accommodation sector, where they are provided with funds based on the size of the rooms, and they would upgrade their properties on some agreed format. So they would have sent in a scope of works, it would have been adjudicated over, a QS would have gone out and done an evaluation, and then the funds disbursed, and the process is actually ongoing. There's also another program that is actively ongoing as well, which is the Tourism Accommodation Upgrade Program, where you are provided with a 50% rebate on expansive upgrades to the properties on up to $1.5 million, again, dependent on the number of rooms that you have. The operators outside of the hotel accommodation, people who provide tours and provide what we call the ancillary services, sites, attractions, and those areas, the government has made available some resources as well to allow those properties to upgrade. So things like storage, buying new material, restocking themselves, becoming modernized, funds have been positioned for that as well. So there are a number of things that are actually happening. Those properties that have taken advantage of one of those grant facilities or rebates have also been guided towards attaining standards, whether it be the Trinidad and Tobago tourism industry certification standards, or Green Key certification, or participating in one of those well-recognized platforms that give you that visibility in a post-COVID era. We are also focusing, or will be focusing, on digitization, and that is key for us as we move into a more competitive environment. And you'll be hearing many more things about what we are doing, but it's all about competitiveness and enhancement as we go.
Well, that's fantastic. I look forward to seeing the things that will be implemented going forward and how they will affect the entire tourism economy as we move forward. But I want to thank you both for joining us this morning and sharing this information. Congratulations going out to the winners of the Green Key Award this year, Banana Key and Shepherd's Inn, you said, right?
Yes.
Yes. So thank you very much for joining us this morning, Joanna Moses Vodke, the CEO of Green TNT, as well as Louis Lewis, the CEO of Tobago Tourism Agency Limited. All right, guys, we'll take a quick break. Clearly, I need some more coffee, and we'll be back in a little bit on the Morning Show. Stay tuned.